Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Mrs. Green, super excited to be with you again to present another project for you. Today we are going to be making a little scene or an animal, a little landscape, whatever you want to make it into out of bits of pieces from nature. So you remember we went and did one that was ephemeral. We went outside and we made an image using bits and pieces of nature, and then that was going to destroy after a time. This time we're going to make it more permanent. This one is not as ephemeral or temporary as the other one. And it's really fun. You get to go for a nature walk, go find some things, and then you get to rearrange them on a piece of cardboard. And I like the rustic look of having it kind of rough. These were actually made from a pizza box. So if you're getting some pizza takeout, you can rip up that box and use that. It's really fun to do. And that way you get a little bit of that natural rough texture in the background of your piece. And then we're going to go on a nature walk, and you're going to find some things that are you can use for your landscape or your animal. You can turn this into an animal. It can be a seascape, whatever kind of scene you want to make with yours. But I just went out and found some things. It doesn't have to be something that you don't want to have an idea in mind. Just go and see what you find, and then we're going to play with it and see what we can create with it. And this is again really fun. So you get to go on a nature walk and go find some stuff. The same rules apply though when you're going out for your nature walk, is that you have to make sure you're just picking things up that have fallen onto the ground. So no pulling leaves off trees, no picking flowers, leave nature as it was. Just grab things that have already fallen. So you can get some seed pods, some fallen leaves, some tree bark. These are from the eucalyptus trees. If you have those around, just find things that are already on the ground and be respectful of the nature that we're using to create our images. All right, so with that said, I'm going to show you how this is done. So let's go check it out. Okay, so this is how you are going to make your little bit of nature art. Like I said before, the ones I was showing you earlier were made out of a pizza box that I tore apart. But if you don't have a pizza box or any old cardboard box you have, I'm going to pull the tape off of it first. Okay. And then I'm just going to pull it out. And you might need somebody to help you with this because it can get really hard to do. So if you need some help, hopefully there'll be somebody around who can help you with that. There's a little tape here, so I'm going to just rip off this part. Okay. And you want it to be, you don't want it to be perfect. You want it to be something like this. You want that corrugated cardboard texture coming in. So here, I ripped off that. And you know what? This would be kind of fun because I can actually make it stand up later too. So I think I'm going to keep these two edges, and I like it just how it ripped. If you want it to be a little more free and less rectangular, you can kind of keep ripping off little bits, but that's up to you. And again, you might need somebody with really strong hands to help you out with that. So I have your cardboard, you need some glue, you need your bits of nature that you found in your nature walk, and I just kind of slide them out around. I found some magnolia petals and some magnolia seed pods and some other seed pods lying around. I kind of want to lay them out so I can see what I have to work with. When I found this pretty leaf, it was just sitting on our doorstep, in fact. And I found this one and this one. So these are my leaves, and I've got them here. Okay, and my seed pods. So this way you can kind of see what materials you have to work with and what all those different items can do. And when you're gluing, you're going to have to really pay attention to how you're gluing these things down. Okay, go here. Oh, and I found this little red strip. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. And so now I have everything kind of sorted so I can see what they are. What do I have? I like these little seed poddy things. Okay. Oh, and then I found one that was green still that was laying on the ground. So I have all these different leaves, and I have this. So before, you notice I took and made this into I used the bark to make the ground. I folded some leaves to make a bird flying in the sky. I used a little seed pod for a sun. This one became a tree. This one became like a palm tree, so I added another seed pod to make the coconuts. So you can do something very literal like that, but you can also see if you can turn something into an animal. So maybe if I take this magnolia, and I'm just going to play with it on my cardboard right now. I'm not going to get married to anything. And I'm going to look at that, this kind of reminds me of the shape of an elephant's body. So maybe I can see if I can turn this into an elephant somehow. Okay, so I would need a head. If this is his body, could I maybe tear the bottom of this off a little bit? Okay, I was so fortunate to find this. And let's see, we need a little head. So I'm going to just kind of tear this a little more. And if I tuck this under, I got a big head. Now, oh, and I can use this as the trunk. It's a really long trunk, but I might not keep it that long. And then I have an ear, maybe like that. Ooh, that's starting to, and then I can use one of these for its eyes. And then maybe the magnolia flowers can become, and he's already got a tail there. And I can use the seed pods as his legs. So that's a thought. I mean, it does look a little elephantish. And then maybe I could do like a little elephant scene back there. Or let's look at something else. What if I use the magnolia leaf petals as like little hillsides? So I have a little hill here. And then I could make some trees. Or I can take maybe this one. This one kind of also looks like a fish. So I could do an undersea theme too. So I can turn this one into a fish. I need something for its, fins. So I could use part of this for a fin. He's got a little fin here. And I can use one of these for an eye. And then I can make some seaweed. And then this could be like, I could use this as the ground. So that's a possibility too. And then I have these little guys. They could be like other little fishies or a little more sea creatures. I'm thinking I want to try doing the elephant though. See, I got to play with those ideas. So I think I want it green, and I'm going to think about my background. So now you're going to take either markers or crayons, whatever you have to do markings with. And I'm just going to color the cardboard so we don't have that same color. So I put a little grass over here. And I'm not making this is just like solid colors. You just want some grass or some dirt and some sky. Since the elephants live in a pretty dry place, I'm going to just put a little green. And then I'm going to add some brown. Make sure when you're done you cap and snap those markers. Okay, keep them dry up. I think I have a brown one in this box. Okay, so let me get one out of this box. Okay, so brown, I'll do that to the side. Even though the cardboard's brown, I still want to add that. And you're just going to color over the top of those little bumpy things. See how much texture you get from that though? So it's really cool. I'm going to make this a little darker. Oh, and elephants like water too. Oh man, I think I can put like a little pond over here because I made that a bump. So let's get some blue in there because the elephants like to play in the water, clean themselves off. So I'm going to have a little dark blue. If this one works, it doesn't seem to. Let's think about markers, they run out. That's why we have backup. Okay. So I want the dark blue for the water. Yay! Okay. And you notice I'm not trying to be like, I'm just making areas of that. And then maybe I'll make, okay, here we go. Okay. And I'm not worried too much about this. And then I'm going to put some, oh, maybe I can put a little, no, I'm not going to make a sun with the yellow. We're going to make the sun with the materials that we got from the nature, right? So this is just background. Any clouds, sun, birds, anything like that, you're going to make with what you found. Okay. So I'm just going to fill the rest of this in with the blue to make the sky. And you notice, because we're making this very textural and we're using the nature things, I'm not being super precise on my coloring. I'm just going back and forth. I'm going in the same direction. And I'm just going to go right off the edge. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to color in those corrugated parts. Look at all that yummy texture we have. Okay. Okay, so now that I have my sky colored in, my markers to the side, and I'm going to lay that out again. And I want to lay everything out before I glue it. So see, I'm going to put, these are going to overlap a little bit. Okay, that's going to go here. And I like that this is wrinkly because elephants are wrinkly. And then I noticed I wanted this for the trunk, but I think, I don't know about you, but I think it's a little long. I don't know if that elephant needs that long of a trunk. So I'm going to stick it there. Okay, or do I like it on top? You notice I'm putting everything in its place first, and then I'm going to glue it. So I'm not going to glue it down quickly. Now I did like these as its legs. That goes away. Okay. And so there it's a fuzzy pod of the seed. I'm going to stick that underneath. Oh no, it's got to come from its hip. So I'm going to come, yeah, I'm going to rip this off. So you see you can actually rip off pieces because it's that nature stuff. So I want this to be his back leg. And then this one will be its front leg. So I'm going to take that little pointy thing off again. Okay. Elephants have big fat feet. So I'm going to do it this way. And this one's going to go here. Okay, underneath. And I'm going to make this one a little, because it's a little curly still. And we want those fat feet that elephants have. Hold up that big body of theirs. Okay, and then we liked, let me see, did I like this ear? Yeah, I think I like this as an ear. And again, I don't need the stem, so I'm going to pop that puppy off. Okay, and look, the elephant's in the water. His little, she's getting a drink. Okay, and then I have my eye. So you see, I'm laying everything out first before I glue it down. Okay, so now my elephant has an eye. Oh, and you know what? I have this little twiggy thing. Or maybe this piece that I cut off and I can use that to make my elephant smile a little bit, maybe? Let's try it. Okay, I needed to trim that down a little. Okay, all right. I've got that guy. And so he needs some, he or she needs some trees. So let me see what I want to use as a tree, because they like trees. Oh, this is a good tree. So I'm going to have a tree here. So I'm just converting a leaf into a tree. Or I could use these as trees too, right? These make good trees. Okay, so I have that. You notice I'm not gluing anything down because this way I can play around with it and I can change my mind. If I glued it down right now, I can't change my mind. So I got a little things there. Oh, and maybe I want to, do I have a couple of these little smaller ones here? Got this guy and this guy. I can do what I did before. I can bend them. That one's too big. Let's see, another smaller one. Yeah. And you're not going to use everything that you picked up, so don't feel like you have to. You can use them for another project. You know what, they like rocks, so maybe I can take these little seed pods, or there's little rocks around them, and I can create, see if I put them together like this, I can create a little boulder. That could be fun. Okay, I got that there. Here's I got a couple trees over here. Anything else I need? Oh, you know, if I put this one in the sky, it could become like a little cloud, maybe? Nah. So again, you just don't feel like you have to use everything you found. You know, I want to add a little texture to the ground though. So what I can do is I can take the other side of these and I can glue them down, and that gives my, see how it changes the texture? And this little piece that I make it more like dirt. So, and maybe more boulders under there. Yeah, I like that, because I can add it on top of my brown to give the more texture to my earth. That's good. Oh, and this little piece here too can do that. So I think I want that. I have my happy little Odin, or elephant. And that's just our nickname for them around our household. Maybe there's a little leaf on the ground. That could work. So I have my little, so I need something else over here. This side seems a little empty to me. So what do I want to put over there? It's a little empty. You can have, maybe there's like little teeny trees coming up. There we go. Something over there. Well, I can add a little one of these greener ones to the ground too to make it more like grass. And I think I want one more tree. So there we go. So now I'm going to glue it all down. And when I glue it down, I'm going to glue the things that are on the bottom first. So I'm going to glue these little brown pieces down first. And remember with glue, it's dot, dot, dot. You don't need a lot. So I'm just going to put a little glue on here. So, and then press, 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 press. Keep pressing. I want to make sure it gets nice and tight. And see, you don't want that much glue popping out at the end. And it's okay if this pops up a little bit because we're trying to get some texture, right? So I'm going to do that. Okay. And then again, dot, 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 dot. Okay. With glue, less is more. Less is best. Okay. So I'm going to go on and glue all these guys down. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue these guys down in their little configuration. But when I do my elephant, I want to glue the legs down first because they're underneath, right? So I'm going to put a little glue here. You just have to remember where it was, so make sure you don't forget. It's easier if you just pick it up and then just put it down again. Okay, see, like I have this elephant leg here, and it almost looks like she's walking that way. So I'm going to put a little glue here and then press it down. So you know you're putting it in about the same spot. And I can see her head is still there. Okay. And now I'm going to take her eye for a second and then glue her head down. I'm going to put some glue underneath here. These will last for a long time if you do them, so they're going to be a lot less ephemeral than the first ones, a little more less temporary than the ones we made before. Because the ones we made before were outside and we didn't do any gluing. I'm going to have to press this a little harder. Okay, glue takes pressure and time, so you have to be patient with it. Okay, so now I'm going to do body. So I'm going to put some glue here and then get the tail. Okay. And then same thing, and I like that it's all wrinkly, and that was a good treasure find for me. Yep. And if the leg pops up or anything like that, just keep pressing it with the other stuff. Okay. Because we haven't given it enough pressure and time. Remember, if you're doing a leaf though, they can be a little more fragile, so you have to be careful how you push them because you might break it. Okay. And then that guy goes there. And then, so you see I'm gluing them from the bottom up. So the things that are underneath get glued down first, and then things that are on top get glued down after. And if it keeps popping up like that, I might need to, maybe my glue didn't get in the right spot, because these things are bumpy, right? So you gotta make sure you put the glue in the right spot. So let me try that spot instead. Yeah, that works better. You got lumpy things, you gotta make sure you're putting the glue where it belongs. Okay. And you have to hold it for a second to make it. So if it keeps popping, then you just hold it until it doesn't pop anymore. Okay. And then I'm going to glue this one down later. I'll glue that one down later. Okay, so let me get our eye on there. So I'm just going to put a little dot in the bottom of the seed pod, like so. And then I'm going to stick that on. Yeah, you're going to definitely get a lot more things than you're going to need. But it's better to have more things than not enough, right? Okay, and this is the trunk, and the trunk's going into the water. So I'm gonna do that. And don't remember, keep an open mind, play before you decide exactly what you're gonna do. You know, it's like I played around with different ideas before I settled on one. So you can do that too. You never know what you might discover. All right, and now I just need the ear. Okay. All right, so you guys, after I get this little ear on there, go ahead and pause. Go on your nature walk. Remember to be respectful of nature, and then make your creation and come back and see me when you're done. Go have fun. All right, everybody, I hope you had a lot of fun making your nature art. I hope you had a lot of fun exploring and trying out new things. I want you to tell somebody in your home or write down, how is this different than when we did the one outside that was temporary? Was it harder? Was it easier? What kind of challenges did you find? Was it hard to glue those things down? Because did some of your leaves break because they were a little too fragile, or just take a long time to get them to stick? And what are you going to make next with this technique? If you have leftovers, I bet you have another box. You can make more. So happy art making. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.